Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all my non-binary neurodivergent squirrels, we would like to welcome to the stadium Dragon Suck My Dick Heart!
flash bright and glow. Cyber city skyline low. Lost in shadows where we roam. Here we rock in Squirrel Zone. Neon lights flash bright and glow. Cyber city skyline low. Lost in shadows where we roam. Here we rock in Squirrel Zone. Talking alley blitz and clicks. Metal paws and cyber kicks. Rusted wires mesh and twist. Squirrel Zone won't be missed. We rock out in Squirrel Night. See bright in blinding light. Future's here, technology tight. Rocking hard till morning light. Circuits zap the night alive. We survive the cyber hive. Outcast and electric vibe. In these streets we do or die. Digital heartbeats pounding hard. Skies filled with electric stars. We ride fast in glitching cars. Leave behind all city scars. Outlaws in this neon maze. Humming with electric haze. For the future here we blaze. Squirrel Zone in cyberface. Technology tight, rocking hard till morning light. Circuits out the night alive. We survive the cyber hive. Outcast in electric vibe. In these streets we do or die. Digital highways pounding hard. Skies filled with electric stars. We ride fast in glitching cars. Leave behind all city scars. Outlaws in this neon maze. Humming with electric haze. For the future here we blaze. Squirrel Zone in cyberface.
Let's get nuts.
Pandabots, transform and roll out.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Well, that didn't work. Shit.
It just occurred to me that that probably didn't play for you guys. Oh well. What a shame. There was a good reason behind that and everything. Did it? You heard the Pandabots? Excellent. Good. There was a reason I played that. Because that is now the fucking story of my life. I have now become a Pandabot. I guess. Don't know if you caught the news, but on Thursday we had our parent-teacher interviews, and I absolutely bailed and ate shit right in the doorway of the school. It was great. I mean, you're not wrong, this is true, but I mean, like, I have fully embodied while trying to body myself. Yeah, it was a thing. A little embarrassing, but more so rage-inducing, I think, is the big thing. Yeah, because I hit the floor, I turtled, and I immediately went into fighting off in a full rage meltdown mode. Which, thankfully, my wife has started to learn what that looks like. Because as people are trying to, like, paw at me and reach at me, and she's standing over me like this, just kind of like, give him a minute, give him a minute, give him a minute, as I'm sitting there, like, fighting back, fucking swearing and screaming and everything. Yeah, that was a thing. Found out dropsy can also be caused by... Oh, you're talking about fish stuff. When they said throw yourself out there, they didn't mean literally. I mean, yeah, again, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So anyway, I've spent the last few days recovering from that, which has been a much longer and slower process than I had hoped. I was kind of hoping that it'd be just a couple of days of like, oh, ooh, this hurt. Yeah, no. No, sadly, it's not. And now it's it's at that acceptance part. Well, I mean, every day is more so of that acceptance part of like, okay, so this is your life now. I will say, on the upside, my wife has been very patient. I'll give her that much. She hasn't been on my ass about, you know, do this around the house, do this around the house, knowing that, like, watching me try and limp my way around. Sidewalkers to the ice stairs, grills. Yes. Yes, it is true. Well, hey, I've got a little grabby bar thing attached to my tub now. That helps a little bit, except I need to move it forward because when I tried to get in yesterday, I was like fighting with my chair to, yeah, no, it was a mess. It was not a good time. Not a good time. So, yeah. On the upside, hey, I got a new extruder on my printer, so there's that. And I was, on the downside, the purple filament here, decided that it was going to tangle up and fuck up at the end of roller raiders? No, just like a pair of handles. But yeah, I was trying to make a new little plant holder, and so for those of you that are really into plants, you may get a kick out of this. If I decide that I'm going to start doing the droid fund thing again, this could be a fun little addition for anybody. Now, bear in mind, this is incomplete because the legs are not done. But this is one that I was... Yeah, I know you like plants. This is one that I'm making for my wife, but it fucked up, so I have to make her another one. But because I was in a fit of rage at the time, I decided to hell with it. I was going to do something else. But yeah, this one here, it pees into a bowl. So it's for a succulent. So I thought I'd share that with you. So there's that. I like plants too. Yep. Oh, holy shit! 52! Oh, and there it goes. There it goes. Is it going to knock back up? It's going straight back up. Can I get it in orange? Yeah. Indy Kitty, I see you. I know, rude. You know what? I'll send you some anyway. How about that? Because we all know it was going over. So you know what? I'll send you some anyway. I said no good things. Chaos gets no good things. Yeah, so instead of working on that little... So yeah, shoes, you get a... yeah, you saw it, yeah. Don't tell Panda, but there's one over here that it's on the docket. Because my wife. Anyway. That said, I did make shoes a present. From when we were playing Elite Dangerous. This is his Federal Corvette. 1,000 to 1 scale. Yeah. I told her that Nikki had a present for her, but didn't say what it was. Perfect, even better. Even better. My SS Thrawn, that's right. I made myself... I did this in 2 pieces, but I did it with the dovetail in the middle here, then so you can see the lines. I'd have to fix that up. But this is my my Python that I use for taxi service out on Robigo. I just gotta, you know, clean it up a little and give her a paint job. But other than that, I was very happy to have stumbled across, while I was waiting for my extruder to get fixed, stumbled across all of the models for the Elite Dangerous ships, with the exception of the brand new ones they just come out with, but to be expected. Anyway, so yeah, if we get the droid fund thing going again, then yeah, that'll definitely be a consideration. But first, I need to mail a box to Dan. Then I have to send one to Gemini, and then one to Desi. I haven't forgotten, don't worry. I may or may not have to send a hamster to Chaos, but don't tell them. As Chaos is listening. Mind you, I already threatened you with that. You already knew that. I threatened you with it. Yes, I have. It's true. So yeah, instead of trying to make more of the little plant pot things last night, I decided that I was going to try and be somewhat productive for it, and I started making things, building add-ons for the printer itself, because it's not an enclosed unit. So I started printing out enclosure pieces for it. So I've got one side that will be fully enclosed until I print off the other side, and then I have one for the top, and then I have a little drag chain for it. Yeah, so it's been fun. A thing. It's been nice to get back into that. I'm enjoying that. On top of just making toys for me and Shoes. Because, I mean, honestly, that's what I bought the thing for. Was to make toys for me and Shoes. I'm not going to lie. That's priority number one. Why? Because we're children. I'm sorry, I missed your message. Yes. Ironically, right after you said rude. How fitting is that, huh? Rude. And yeah, just to get the last of the shameless promo shit. Hey, you guys want to rave? If you do, and it's a nice chunk, I will add a song into the rave for you, about you, whatever. Something like that. We've already got Tiamara has already got a song that's going to be on the list. Which is pretty fucking awesome if you don't mind me saying so. Hey y'all, what's going on? What's going on there, Polar Bear Nightingale? Nightingale Mama? I don't know which one works better. Whatever. Thanks, Moon. So yeah. Sorry, just trying to keep an eye on the commercial timer because I don't have the thing in Meld here anymore. Coming down from being overstimmed. Oh no! What for got you overstimmed? That sucks. That's been me the last couple of days. And maybe it's another part of this condition. I'm not 100% sure, but I found that over the last, well, how long ago was that? 3 days? Yeah, over the last 3 days, I find that, like, my nerves are just on fucking fire all the time. Still, even fully medicated, still, if I move my eyes just a little bit, I'll start to get a little bit dizzy. And, yeah, I'm like, falling over shit left and right. Like, last night I walked in here with a coffee, and thank Christ, it was this size a cup, but only about yay full of coffee, because I tripped and fell back into the thingy there, and yeah. Another little rage fit. That was a good time. I always offer, but you see with Chaos, it's kind of hard to tell whether it's a good thing or not, because, I mean, you might be offering, but if Chaos ain't having, then cancer. That's all I gotta say. And see, I always screw up your name. I always want to say Mace. Or McKenna. One or the other. Which one am I saying? Correct me. Because I hate calling people the wrong thing. Is it McKenna? Travel mode for me. I'm dyspraxic, so I stumble over thin air. I know, me too, right? I was always clumsy as shit, like my entire life, right? Which is why I usually have this for my coffee, right? But I just haven't felt the need over the last couple of days. Well, maybe I should. You know, here's the irony, wearing a Mighty Meerkats jersey while sporting the Squirrel Squad cup, but as Chaos will tell you, Squirrel Squad for life. So, there's that. Coffee. Hard to believe I haven't had a coffee yet. Strange. So, in an effort to be... How do I want to word this? I know what I want to say, it's just the words just cut off on me there. In an effort to be kinder to myself, but still feel like I am getting shit done, I kind of came up with a little bit of a game plan. Try an Italian way. I do not want to absolutely butcher your language or accent. And if I do, I'm going to sound like Mario. It's me, McKenna. You know, like, that's just not cool. I mean, it's amusing, but it's not cool. And yes, words are hard. I hate it when I have dyspraxia days or staff in the coffee shop. Carry my drink over to the table for me. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, in most cases, that's what they're paid for, right? So, but yeah, I have tried to be kinder to myself. So I'm still trying to create a schedule of getting things done, but is not overdoing it and wearing myself out too quickly, but still allowing me to, you know, feel productive. So one of them is, and still having fun doing it, like playing with AI music shit. Okay, that's one example. So one of the things I've been doing, you may have caught with the Mandalorian video that I did and put out, I decided to put a Sith one out, which I'll be putting on the SQRL YouTube channel probably tomorrow or Tuesday. But I figured, since you're all here, I'll show you guys first. We'll do that shortly. Into my hand. Do a gross job. Oh god. Ugh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that sucks. Gross jobs at home are the worst. Like the literal goddamn worst. By the way, Frag, I love your little Among Us dude here. Is that or the force? Yeah. No, not a good time. Not a good time at all. I don't blame you. Yeah, he's awesome. Thing is, I don't know how I could set it up so that on YouTube you guys can customize it. Like, because I already know it's different than if you were to jump over on Twitch, you would have a different one. And you could customize it better because that's, you know, it's a thing right under the video there. But I don't know how to incorporate that onto YouTube. So I think it's just going to be like, hey, here's a random one, enjoy, you know. A nice blood blister for my efforts. So, I've not had one of those in a super long time, and you could keep it, I guess. Not that you... Now, let's give it to somebody at random. Marco Rubio can have it. How about that? Because why the fuck not? Because why not? I mean, seems fitting. Another random thing I want to do now that I have the printer back is I kind of want to build Buddy his own Mando armor. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Second I've had Among Us guy, and I'm happy with that. Is it the same one though? That's my question. Right? Like we'll try and pay attention to this. I know my audience, right? But okay, so your dude is a yellow Among Us guy with, is that it's not a hard hat, is it? It's a hat of some kind. It's a yellow Among Us guy with blue jeans, it looks like, and a hat, a brimmed hat of some kind. What would be the scale for the Buddy armor? That's a really good question. Also, question number 2, looks like, yeah, safari hat. Question number 2 is it Boba style or is it the post-Imperial style, which is what the Mandalorian wears, right? I'll transfer ownership immediately. Perfect. I mean, in his case, I would think it'd probably be post-Imperial style, because then it's just like a one piece on the chest. What would the scale be? I don't know, but I damn near guarantee I have it. I mean, I've got the Mando Knight. I've got the plans for all the Mandalorian armor pieces, right? So I could print off anything, really. So to make him a little one, I just do a quick measurement, see what, you know, probably from about here to, you know, belly button-ish, and just kind of go from there. And then, I don't know, attach maybe a piece of Velcro on the back of it, because I do have Velcro strips. And then just Velcro it to him. Maybe. I don't know. Buddy in Mando armor. Why not? I've done dumber things. Hell, I did dumber things right before the stream today. Hell, I've been doing dumber things on the stream today. Look, is a squirrel night to protect the baby squirrels? Sure. Yes. I'll go with yes. But what would the actual scale be? If I was to guess, I would say maybe 10-1. Now, bear in mind, I usually suck at estimations like that, so let's find out, you know? Something I could do right after the stream, I guess. I don't want to do it on the stream here because, well, then I'll get lost in it, and that's just, yeah, that's a thing. So, how dumb are you enjoying? That's not dumb. Well, I mean, yes, that's true. I almost fell out of my chair reaching for the enclosure thingy, so I guess that could be constituted as dumb. Maybe, I don't know. Sorry, Frag, I tripped over your message there. The same pathway despite the same not having Ah. Oh, okay, I missed the previous one too. That's what it was. That's why it doesn't make sense. I had a call from my GP asking about my second opinion. Okay, right. GP is supporting me and referring to me. Awesome. Awesome. I'm hearing so much of that lately. I love it when you guys have GPs that support you. It makes me feel not alone. In having a good thing, that is. No, it's not character cap. It was, I saw it and then zoned out of it and zoned into here and then forgot. So, but yeah, like, you're saying that, our buddy Tiger's Den has been saying that he's getting a second opinion. There was somebody else who I spoke to recently that said they were getting a second opinion and like their GP is supporting them, which is awesome. I love hearing that. So happy to hear shit like that, especially in this day and age. Following a share because balance. Look here, you bastards. Let me take a shot at myself for once. Tell me you're neurodivergent. Yeah, right. Yeah, something along them lines. No. Okay. No, I don't mean that far. Whoa, settle down there, kids. I don't mean that far. I just mean a little pokey poke. Right, that one is on the album. Happy to be adopted. Normally it's my job, since a lot of my videos, which I have not had any energy to make in the last few days, but most of them have been the emotional support Canadian, which apparently I've adopted emotional support Americans, I guess, because I was saying in one of my last ones that, you know, I was hurting a lot, so I got adopted. No more like I met my quota. Is that what happened? Did I hit my cap? Dude, it's only halfway through the month. How did I hit my cap already? The Tuesday. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll allow it. Oh, speaking of Z, there we go. Shits and giggles, take that. Haha. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to show you guys this. The scale, what is Buddy, like 8 inches tall maybe? Average human is about 70 inches. 1 to 875. That seems about right. That's a good question. Let's find out. Oh look, I happen to have a measuring tape right here. Oh look, I happen to have... look, I happen to be able to not pick up the paintbrush that I just dropped. That's another good thing about having this printer back. I can get back to printing out the things to help organize my desk. Because it's kind of a shit show. Alright, let's see here. Hold still, buddy. Okay, we're gonna go here. We're gonna go down the side so that way it doesn't go along the curvature of your nose. Buddy in his full height from top to the tippy toes of his feet is 9 3/4 inches. He was 7 inches, should be 1 to 10. Okay, so yeah, he's bigger than I thought he was. So let's say 1 to 8 scale would probably be close-ish. Don't mind the camera moving around. Yeah, that's right. I was gonna show you guys this thingy because it's kind of awesome and I kind of like it, and I hope you do too. And if you don't, that's okay because I still love you. Yay! All right, so yeah, I've been dinking around. Obviously, you guys know I love the AI music stuff. Well, I decided that as I'm what is it? Can't remember the name they called it. Anyways, I have access on Refusion to different models than the public does because I'm a kind of a tester-ish, but not really a tester. So of course I'm dinking around with these, and these are all public. So I'm doing a bunch that are all Star Wars related. You guys saw the Mandalorian one I did before. This one here is the Sith one that I just did, and I'm going to put up on YouTube in the next day or two. Let me know if you dig it. I kind of felt that Sith would be kind of like dark psytrance kind of stuff. So, enjoy.
You taught restraint was virtue's path, while power slumbered deep within.
Thank you. Yes, it was.
Your chains of peace have held me back, but passion burns and will not yield. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through strength I rise, through power I reign. Let it break you. Through victory my chains are broken. Watch me break free. The force shall set me free. Each lesson learned through gritted teeth. Each meditation, false control. Your life was blind to what I see. That rage unveils the ancient scroll. Your temple walls cannot contain The fury coursing through my veins. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through strength I rise. Through power I reign. Let it break you. Through victory my chains are broken. Watch me break free. The force shall set me free. Blood red runs the path I chose. I embrace the dark within. All your teachings decompose. Let the hatred begin. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through strength I rise. Through power I reign. Let it break you. Through victory my chains are broken. Watch me break free. The force shall set me free. Peace is a lie.
So yeah,
There is only
as you can see, that's obviously the video they're going to be putting up on SQRL. Part of the terms of service are I am not allowed to publicly release on a monetized channel, which means that I cannot put it on my main, if you're watching on YouTube, I cannot put it on this channel. However, I am allowed to put it on a non-monetized channel and link it back to my main channel, which is what I did with the other one, which is what I'll be doing with the other tunes as well. So, there's that. But yeah, that's one of the things that I'm going to do to try and still feel productive. Hang on. Move this way, camera. Move this way a bit, camera. Move over here. Thank you. Fucking camera. Hi, Toads. What's up? But yeah, that's one of the things I'm going to do to try and allow myself to feel productive and still, like, get some of that creative flow out while still dinking around with the AI music stuff and the art stuff and dabbling in. I'm sure you noticed there's a lot of video effects that I put in there, which I did in After Effects, such as, like, the saber being all, like, fucked up, and then, like, the J.J. Abrams light kind of thing. I can't wait until, yeah, thanks guys. I can't wait until they set it up so that once I switch, then it will adjust the volume automatically. Still a problem. Anyway, as I was saying, those are projects that I need to kind of do on the side, which allow me to, like, get that creative outlet without overdoing it on myself. You know, I took an AI art picture of a Sith. I added the saber stuff. I added the J.J. Abrams lights, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I still feel productive-ish. I'm okay with it without overdoing it on myself because, well, I mean, we all know that I'm kind of bad for that. I'll wait. Actually, I won't. He's going to say whether I wait or not. So yeah, one of the many little things that I'm dinking around with. And then there's, you know, books that I'm writing, apparently, to keep a guy occupied. Hey, biddies. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. So how about you? I'm tripping over everything and trying to break myself on shit. Thanks, SQRL, for mentioning about the biddies. I appreciate that. So yeah, aside from tripping over everything, which sucks, I'm still here. I hurt. but I'm still here. I'm alive. Hope y'all are doing just as goodly, if not better. Hopefully better. I hope way better. And I hope Chaos will stop pinching their hands in things. Aren't you supposed to be wearing, like, protective gloves for that kind of thing? Just curious. Yeah, no, maybe. Actually, if I'm being 100% honest, I was laying in bed this morning. And by this morning, I mean, like, approaching noon. Because I was just laying there with my phone on the hook thingy with the dog. And debating how much I wanted to get out of bed. But then I was hungry. And decided that would probably be a good idea. And I knew Jason was hungry. So I made us macaroni and hot dogs. Because gourmet lunch. Or some shit. Sorry, grooving. Food is a good motivator. It absolutely was. Well, and more so, it wasn't so much for myself, because I would have just sat there. I would have been fine to sit there. But I knew that Jason was hungry. So my motivator was, get up, feed the kid. Which, as dad, that's kind of probably the best motivator that you can get. Hey, I bet the kid's hungry. Coffee's a better one. I wanted a coffee so bad, but I didn't want to get up, and Sabine was laying on my legs. And I was just like, of course I was continuing to be uncomfortable, but I didn't want to move. I didn't feel like I had the energy to move. Couldn't find a tab. What I said was, aren't you supposed to be wearing protective gloves to prevent from pinching your hands to the point where you get a blister like that? I remember working in the industrial sector and having to wear those gloves at all times. Regardless what I was doing. Oh yeah, somebody don't let me forget to send Chaos some stream loots. Because, let's be real, that cup was going over. We all know it was going over. 6-year-old's independent, will get her own food. Sure. Jason will do the same, but what she will do is she will snack all day, if given the option, right? If nobody makes a meal, she will snack all day. Now, that will vary between healthy snacks, be it a lot of fruit, a lot of veggies, and stuff like that, versus cookies and bags of chips and whatever other snack shit we have in the house. So, in order to make, like, something that has a little bit more substance to it than just, like, some chips and shit. Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. If I had my way, like, I'm sure you guys have mentioned, or you have mentioned, I'm sure you've heard that I'd mentioned, like, going for the holidays at my dad's place, and all he does is put out a spread of just snacky shit that we have all day. Like, pretty much. You know, there's the main dinner, but other than that, there's, like, snacky shit all day, right? And all we do is just have, like, cheese and crackers and little meat things and, you know, fucking little chocolates and candies and whatever else, right? But, and you know me, I'm a big proponent of fed is better than not fed. However, if we want to get her something that has a little more substance to it, then she can kind of cook for herself. But, I mean, we're also in a period where the phone takes priority over everything, right? So be that playing games on it or her character AI or whatever the hell she's dabbling with at the time. You'll eat entire cucumber or a big bag of M&Ms. Yep. Yeah, that sounds right. And she will. Like, she'll take a cucumber and like, a huge one. We'll get huge ones at the local market, and she'll eat the whole damn thing in just one sitting. Mostly. She's kind of scaled back a little bit on it lately, but... And it doesn't help that her meds also kind of are a little disruptive to her appetite. So, I wish mine gave me that problem, but here we are. Oh well. Thanks for the heads up, bot. Five or six right after. Yeah, I think Jace has done that too. Yeah. Peeled, cut, seasoned, and consumed an entire English cucumber in one go as a meal. Like a big honkin' one? I would probably do that too. I tend to shy away from the cucumbers themselves because I leave those for Jasa to have. But I will, like, I'll do up carrots and cut them into sticks. Like, so we've got honestly, we've got a whole bag of carrots in the fridge that I should probably get to. And do that too at some point today. Never seen one that is huge. I mean, touche. Fair enough. And cucumbers give you heartburn. That's fair, I guess. Hey, to each their own, right? Whatever works for you. Coming full circle on this, reminder, getting fed is better than not being fed. So, whatever it is, if you only have the energy to crawl your ass out of bed and grab yourself a piece of toast, hey, it's better than nothing. So yeah, make sure you're fed. Somehow, in some way. It's a shame about cucumbers giving you heartburn, though. They are yummy. But again, I tend to leave them for the jelly bean here. So, and that cup is empty. Why did I reach for that one? That had my not iced tea in it. Speaking of coffee, num 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 num. Yes, I know. Thank you for the heads up. Sorry, still have to have too many windows open right now for my liking. But that said, I'm enjoying Meld better than OBS being a real bitch lately, so there's that. And the fact that I can have Twitch and YouTube at literally the push of a button instead of having to jump through all the hoops, I'm happy with it. I'm content. Good enough for me. Gherkins give you a heartburn, then you found out why? Gherkins as in pickles? As in pickles being cucumbers? Ah, it all makes sense. Ah, I see what's going on now. I see what's happening. Oh, lordy. Click. Pushing buttons. Yes, I know. I'm aware. And yes, Streamloads bots. I know. I'm aware. And every time that comes up, I need to double check and make sure that the Streamloads thing is active. Because now I'm paranoid. Well, actually, that's Dan's fault. I'm paranoid because Dan was playing cards and it wasn't going off. And now I'm like, is it on? Does it go? Well, that was a random message. Anywho. Alrighty, I see we got self-care break coming up, so let's do that. Isn't gherkin a variety of cucumbers? I'm not going to pretend to be that well educated on the growings of cucumbers. So you could be right. In fact, why don't we take the self-care break to find out? Also, Ner pickles are cucumbers soaked in evil. In evil? Oh my. Okay. I feel bad for your hubby. That's all I gotta say there. Anyway, self-care break. Go get yourself some water, a snack, maybe a pickle. Maybe not a pickle. Whatever you decide. Grab your water. go to the bathroom if you have to check your laundry. I don't know.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Do what you gotta do. I'm not your real dad. We'll be back in just a minute, alright? Okay. Well, well, well. Lucky, lucky. Told you I was going to do it. What is a gherkin? A gherkin is a pickled baby cucumber. The name gherkin comes from the Dutch word gherkin, meaning small, which means small pickled cucumber. No shit. So there you go. Gherkins, also known as baby pickled miniature cucumbers, usually only 1 or 2 inches long. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. Anyway, so the gherkin is the pickle itself. They're delicious, and that's all you need to know. I mean, okay. Now you know. See, look at that. We've all learned something together today. How do you feel? Settle down, camera. Cyboozled! Why did the thingy not come up? What did I just walk into? Hey, there it is. Yay! Come back to Pickle Talk. Seems to track. I mean, it does. It totally does. And what did you walk into? We were carrying on from the conversation before the break, which was we were talking about cucumbers and pickles, and how Moon's hubby Ner will use the pickle juice as Gatorade. How my wife would use it as a hangover remedy. True story. How I like to add pickle juice when I'm making Caesars, specifically more of a pickled Caesar. Otherwise, I will use jarred jalapeno juice. Wife used it as for period cramps. That's fair. Just running because just waking up for a nap. You'll ever tried pickled onions? I love pickled onions. However, they have to be done in a certain way, I guess. They have to have substance to them. Now, the ones that I really like, because I grew up on them, were the little white ones that you'll find in a jar, right? So I grew up on those things. I fucking adore those things. There were some with the markets that we used to do, and some of the ones that my wife still does. There are people that they will do their own homemade pickled onions, and some of them, fucking stellar. Just wonderful. Other ones, it's like you might as well have just put it in a jar of water. Like the last ones that the wife brought home from the market, because she isn't really a big fan. She gets them for me. But she got these because, you know, she did like a tradesy or whatever with somebody that was at a table beside her, and she brought them home. And yeah, it was, you might as well have just left the fucking thing sitting in water for 6 months. It had like no substance to it. I was so disappointed. Pickle juice also works as brine when recreating Chick-fil-A chicken, just season things. But really, being one who has never had Chick-fil-A chicken for obvious reasons, one being you won't find many of them up here in the Great White North, and two, because of who they are and who they support. Yeah, I've never had it before, so I have no idea. Interesting, though. Now I want pickles. Sorry, not sorry? I guess. Let's stop for the sake of belly aches. Pickled red onions. Those... When's the last time? Yes, I have had those. I'm still kicking myself for not putting the song out. Oh well. Cocktail silver skin pickles. Interesting. Chick-fil-A is bland as fuck. Popeyes is so much better. We do have Popeyes up here, so I know I'm pretty good with Popeyes. I'm more partial to Mary Brown's myself, but yeah, Popeyes is all right. We don't get it too often because, again, pretty much everything they have has too much flavor for the little one, right? So like my wife and I will get it, or we will get her. She'll probably get the shrimp, but we have to be kind of careful with it and kind of like, I don't want to say wash them down after, but we kind of have to, like, you know, get a lot of the seasoning off. Amber, in answer to your question, am I okay? Yeah, I guess. Depending, yeah, like I was saying, you won't find too many of them up here, but I know that you guys in Ontario will probably have them. I don't know if Vancouver has them or not, but I'm pretty sure that Toronto has a couple. As for more than that, you'd know better than I, being, you know, the person who lives there. Is clueless in European. I mean, that's okay. Do within a 10-minute drive. Jesus. Yeah, it's true. It depends on the context. Chick-fil-A's? Really? I did not know that. Or are you talking Popeyes? Google is great. It's true. I've never seen one. That being said, I've never looked for one. So, I mean, my experience with a lot of like the restaurants and shit when it comes to Edmonton and Calgary are pretty limited, because I know exactly where what I like is, right? I know where like the Red Lobster and Olive Garden are, on Calgary Trail in Edmonton. Shit like that. None in Vancouver. That surprises me. Yeah, that does shock me that they would be in Calgary and Edmonton, but not in Vancouver. I would think they would be in a much larger population center than Calgary and Edmonton. Look at that. We all learned some shit today. Not just about gherkins, but hey. Well, hello! How goes it? Long time no see. How you been? A pickle-based sandwich or a side for meal. Really? Branson pickle. I'm going to look that up now. Branson pickle. Branson pickle. What is a Branson pickle? Branston pickle. Sorry, there's a T in there. So Google tells me. English food brand best known for the original Branston pickle. Sweet pickles made in 1922. Huh. Cool. Political pariah, so it wouldn't do too well. I mean, maybe, but it's also the second largest population center in the country, so I don't know. There is thumbs up or response, something more detail. Oh, you know what it was? I think at the time I was just so exhausted that that's about all I could muster. The coast leans more towards fish and chicken drink. That's probably also true. Yeah, Sai, what have you been up to? Tell us a story. Usually not up in time to get you. That's fair. That's fair. I know. Yeah, fish, seafood in general. Yeah. Not sure if the kid was talking to the dog there or not. My bad spelling. Hey, whatever. I wouldn't have got it right either. Like I said, I just learned now that there was a T in it. Thanks, Google. Yeah, Australia moment. No, I get it. We got lots of Aussies in the community, and my time, my stream time is kind of like the medium that I could find to try and kind of hit everybody. Clam fillet. I don't know if that's a restaurant so much as maybe a titty bar, but I mean, would it shock you if you think about it? Clamfill, eh? If you did it in Montreal. Yeah, we're going to stop that line of thought now, because that's just... And why not both? Yeah, why not? Why not both, indeed? So, Mr. 13, how's things? Work, and all of the work? I would guess probably, yeah. Mental health hiatus. Slang for seasonal depression. That's fair. Just got home from work. Fair enough. Dragon, what do you said? Oh, you sent me the recipe. Nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. I might have to give that a shot. But yeah, just got home from work. I hear you. That's fair. We have the owner of the company showing up this week at the office, so that's going to be fun. Not in a bad way. I mean, he and I are probably going to have a little chit chat in that. The last time I spoke to him, we had a bit of a business heart to heart, and then I got my diagnosis, and then I texted him and gave him the update, and I haven't talked to him really since. So we'll probably have a little chit chat about that, and he'll probably do the check-in and see if I need to adjust my hours or whatever it is, which I have been kind of trying to keep an eye on in the last, well, since I spoke to him, so the last, I don't know, month or so. I don't think I'm really going to need to change anything. Not that I can think of. Aside from, I do let them know when I have an appointment that kind of interferes with it, and they're all super cool about it. I think I have that. Yeah, no, yeah. That Jay is definitely clinical. We'll give him that. Yeah. I have And I mean, this can launch into a topic if we want to go there. But I have been, obviously, with dealing with this new shit, I have been doing my best not to, like, get super down about it, even though a lot of it sucks, and a lot of it has been really affecting me, and I still have been trying not to live there, as it were. Hence why I was making jokes about, hey, let me take a shot at myself kind of thing. Because, you know, if you don't laugh, you're gonna fucking cry. And I've been doing a lot of that as it is, so I don't need any more of it. But I have been doing my best to, you know, kind of deal with it at, you know, in a steady pace, shall we say, without letting it do too much, you know, affecting. It's already affecting. So, again, my biggest fear is still, you know, the cognitive part. Oh yeah, I told you guys I went for the cognitive assessment, and yay me, I got 97 out of 100. Yay! What a fucking experience that was. But of course, I have to go back like every month or every other month kind of thing to like keep doing it because they want to monitor me because, again, I am quote unquote so far gone. Did I say 98? I meant 97. If I didn't say 97. Yeah, 97. Yeah. I got 97 out of 100 on the cognitive assessment. Which means a couple things. One, it's easier to do face-to-face in person when you've got somebody asking you these questions. And two, I scored higher than a certain mango. That's all I gotta say. I did say 90. Okay. Hey, I never know. But yeah, it was definitely an experience. I was so paranoid about it before I went in for it, though. I'm sure some of you remember. I was really scared to go into that because I didn't know what to expect, right? But they gave me a lot of what I kind of expected. And I only missed points because I miscounted one thing. And another is they ask you, they give you a person's name and address and a city and a state, right? So you have to repeat the name, the address, and the location, and then repeat it again, and then repeat it again, and then you go through, like, I don't know, another 10 questions or something, and then you have to try and recall all of the information, so, like, their name, their address, blah, blah, blah. I fucked up their first name, so that's where I lost my points. But I even said then, like, the fact that I remembered that even just sitting here is astounding, considering the other conditions I have, right? Like, you're doing a cognitive assessment on an autistic with ADHD who could barely remember shit at the best of times. I'd be an epic fail in the first round. I actually think you probably do pretty well. It wasn't as difficult, shall we say, as I was worried that it was going to be, but I mean, it was still. I think maybe the stress of the situation didn't hurt or didn't help. Didn't help is what I meant. Now, this is where we can all get involved. Because I have been dealing with a lot of internalized ableism over it. How's your internalized ableism treating you? Don't lie. We've met. I know how this goes. I forgot my own name. I forgot my middle name a couple times. But, yeah, exactly. Loud parole screeching. Uh-huh. Yup. So, how's your internalized ableism treating you? Because I've been dealing. Thanks for the call out. You forgot where you were? Just because I'm forgetting more shit at an accelerated rate doesn't mean that I'm gonna forget that. Haha and ha. Yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of it. A lot of it. Fake it till you fuck up so bad and nobody cares anymore or something like that. Yep. What internalized being able to do things? I don't know if I misread that or if I'm just not picking up what you were putting down there. Hey Rose, what's going on? Hello, welcome to our happy little corner. Right now we're discussing internalized ableism, so hey, welcome. Come on in, feel free to contribute. Yeah, sorry Moon, I'm not totally sure what you're saying there. What I will tell you though is I had been dealing with a lot of it up to the point where prior to us going into the parent-teacher interviews the other day. Explain it for those in the cheap seats? Okay, I can absolutely do that. Internalized ableism, and I will put it in the context of, doesn't help the trauma reinforce, it's true. It's true. But I will put it in the context of ADHD, just for simplicity's sake, okay? For those of us that have trouble remembering things, focusing on things, internalized ableism would be the voice inside of you that is not necessarily your voice, but is just reinforcing shit that you have heard your entire life. Like, you're too lazy, you're too much, you're not enough, etc., right? So, when you forget, or try harder, there's another good one, right? Things like that. So, when you forget something, when you have an appointment coming up and you don't write it down, you don't put it on a calendar, you don't have any reminders, and naturally, you forget all about it. That voice inside your head is giving you shit, telling you that, you know, you're just lazy, you're just stupid, things like that, right? Internalized ableism does come in many a flavor and affects many a condition. My pun was ableism, being able to do things. Gotcha. Amplified because we have to deal with it twofold. I mean, potentially, yeah. I'm not gonna, and we've already had this discussion, I'm not gonna pretend to understand it because I don't. I'm not gonna say that I do. That's why we have other plurals in the community that can help explain it for me. Is because I'm not gonna get it. Philosophized question, is it still internalized ableism if you don't know something is related to your condition? That is a good question. I mean, it could potentially be. Maybe. Like, if you don't know any better, maybe. Schrodinger's ableism, there you go. Internalized ableism gets spicy when wrapped in childhood trauma. That is 100% correct. That's another thing too, right? When you grew up, like, I know I'm not alone in saying that I grew up that way. Having one parental figure just say over and over how lazy, useless, etc., that you grow up with this voice in your head, and it just gets louder and louder and louder, and it's something that you have to deal with, and you have to accept that it's there, and you got to do your best to get rid of it. You need to remember that's not your voice. You're not the one who put that there. Because, please, Sai, hit me. Fuck, I miss you, Sai. God, I love it when you show up and throw all this shit at us. I love it so much. Are you ever going to stop being this stupid? If you can't, no matter how hard you try, you're beating yourself up, then it isn't helping. Then I consider it ableism. Yep. Agreed. But I'm hoping this is a part where Sai hits us with a bunch of the educational goodies. Because, God, I love that so much. By the way, Dragon, yeah. If you actually try, if you put in the effort, right? How many people, I've heard it, I've said it many a time. How many times have you on your report card said, if they would just apply themselves, because science, yeah. Yeah, just try harder. Got it. Exactly. Not so much. But the internalized ableism that I've been dealing with is partly rooted in stubbornness, right? Oh, yeah, me too. Me fucking too. Each time you learn something, it's like, it's because of you need to retrospectively, compassionately you need to be retrospectively compassionate for trying harder, pushing yourself, judging yourself. That's a lot of mental gymnastics. 100% it is, right? Especially as a later diagnosed. The amount of times that I look back over the course of my life and, put those pieces together. I mean, the rest of you who are later diagnosed, how many times do you look back over the course of your life and go, okay, that dot connects that dot, connects that dot, connects that dot, and you realize just how hard you were being on yourself. What the fuck is my gold medal? You get all of them, Jay. Plus the MVP statue. They're getting better at not using those phrases. I've only seen the ableist talk on one kid's report card, and it was an older teacher. Nowadays, they're getting a lot better. I'll agree with you there. They're 100% getting a lot better nowadays. But I mean, if you think back on your report cards, right, where they didn't give a shit about this, you were just not trying hard enough, or you just needed to apply yourself, or you were just lazy, or you just weren't paying attention, or yada, yada, yada. I didn't come here for all these callouts. What did you come here for then? Because you knew they were going to happen. It's not like this is your first time at the show. Hi, we met. I'm Tyler. I'm going to be your callout specialist today. We didn't know how we work with all of it. Diagnosed ADHD at an early age, but then I'll let you finish that. So much potential. I fucking hate the word potential. I have grown to hate the word potential because of that. Regardless what context it is used, because I was told so many times in my life that I have so much potential that I wasn't using, I have learned to just hate that phrase. Hate it with a burning fucking passion. Call it some food to the topics of this channel a lot of times, yeah. Unlike most people in person, you have no excuse. Yeah, that's true. Two things to share with y'all. Y'all mean, come on, Angie, bring it on. John's a fucking moron. You can do it. You just need to focus. Yeah. Cannot hate yourself or a version of yourself. Okay, let's try that again. You cannot hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. True. You must lead yourself into love with love. There is no other way. This is not the way. Agreed. Mythical potential and your best. It's unattainable. We've known you're smart. We just don't have the knowledge or resources to enable you to succeed. I don't know if I've heard that one or not. I might have. Maybe when I was in the Gateways program in junior high. I don't know. Someone else fucked you up. It's not your responsibility. True. True. And again, I'm not a therapist. These are questions best left for between you and your therapist. Report card. Uh-oh, here we go. Make sure you fight for your kindness because each person matters. Agreed. Just change how we look at our diagnosis. Which makes sense. Now, okay, so going back to the internalized ableism that I've been dealing with on this new MS diagnosis would be that I had one of the occupational therapists bring me a brand new swanky, straight out of the shop, four-wheeled walker. That's right, it even comes with a new cripple smell. Fancy. So because I knew that there was going to be a lot of walking and trying to sit in the chairs in that school is just not happening. I always end up... No, I didn't get the tennis balls. I always end up sitting on the tables because the chairs are too short. If I sit in them, I'm not getting up. So, because this walker here does have a seat in it, right? If I latch it down and pop on the brakes, I'm good to go. So, I brought it in because also it had been snowing the night before and there was a lot of ice and shit on the ground. Yeah, that did not stop me from absolutely fucking bailing with it when I was trying to get in the door. But that's because my left leg drags when I go to take a step. So, like, the toe of my shoe will catch everything. Right? So if there's one of those little metal grates over the inside of the doorway, if there's those heavy, thick school mats that they have in the front doorway, yeah, I caught that, and down I went. Like, and it wasn't fucking pretty, because the way that I did it, I twisted, and I smashed on my left knee, and because I twisted when I fell, so, like, my back has been doing a number on me the last couple of days. I've been taking a lot of extra meds for it. Oy, oy, oy. Moderators are nice. Rollerators are nice. Cool one is a little hard. I'm content with it. It's blue and silver. I like it. They got my favorite color. I've maintained proper grips. No tennis balls are required. It's still not your fault. Ah. That's right. Sorry, Mama. We're sicking Angie on you. It's too late. And when Angie gets going, I can't hold her back. So I'm not going to try. No tennis balls can be used. Anyway, it's four-wheel. Yes, it is. And it does come with brakes, which is kind of neat. Little locking brakes, right? So it's got a little brake handle thingies on the bars. Unfortunately, when she set it up too low. So, like, when I was walking it, I was all, like, hunched over and shit. And it hurt more. Wasn't doing me any good. So, as soon as I concluded stowing the meltdown and was able to be picked up, we ended up lifting the height on it. So yeah, poor Amber's going through kidney stone problems right now. It's not a good time. So all the best for you, my dear. I'm really hoping you can get through that. That sucks. Okay. Ugh. The best way I've seen them prevent fall is practice falling on the seat. That's actually a pretty good idea. They all ended up using them, yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened. Like, cause it happened so quick. The only thing I know is that the slow motion part, because you all know that slow motion part where your light flashes before your eyes and you're horribly disappointed in yourself, was as I was falling and twisting and thinking to myself, oh shit, this is gonna hurt. Yeah, here's hoping. Oh, just being different. Jay's always tried to be a smartass. The tennis ball thing irks me. Playing phone tag live. Oh, yeah. And Roxy, I don't know. I always forget you work in healthcare. I don't know. Like, I've known this for years. Why I keep forgetting about it? I had no fucking idea. It just turns out you need to try harder, Jay. Sorry. Whatever. Bring all the jokes. I don't care if they're shitty, if they're great. I don't care. Bring me the jokes. Bring them all on. Skill issue. Yes. I need to up my skill points. Total side note, only because it caught my eye. Hey, if you guys want to have another rave. Hey. We want to have another rave. And remember, if you do want to throw a chunk in there, then I will make sure that you have a song about you, for you, dedicated to you, something like that. Tiamara's already got one. Actually, Shoost, have you got a second? Because if you do, I need you to add $50 to that. Because for some reason, I think because Mara went directly to my PayPal instead of going through the site, so it didn't mark it. If you'd be so kind. And I'm only rounding because it came through as like 55 Canadian, so I don't know what that was American, so I don't know what that... Just put $50 on there. If you would, please and thank you. It happens. There's a lot of us keep track of. I know, but I mean, I should know better. I really should. I should know this. You are the wiki master who works in healthcare. That's all I know. That's how I should be associating. You really should be. I say shit. I know, I gotta try harder. That whole trying harder thing. I'm working on it, dude. I'm working on it. Harder. Harder. Hurry. You know what? Get me a broom and we'll talk. And then I will sweep hurry hard. Okay? It sound like an idea? Right. Hurry hard. Hey, there we go. And toads. Adding to the list. Excellent. Excellent. I'm going to have to do a tune for road toads now. Yes, harder. Hurry hard, Daddy. Wait, what? I got nothing. Got nothing. And don't lie to me, you're not sorry. She device. No, we don't. I fucking guarantee you we don't. It's bad enough that because we're in this freeze-thaw period, okay, so the way that my front yard and my my walkway go, it's at a slight decline. Anybody who could walk normally would not necessarily notice. I notice it immediately. But when things start to melt, hey, biddies everywhere. When it starts to melt, we'll get like a little puddle in the front, right? And then overnight it will freeze. So then I've got like this little patch of skating rink. Oh my God. So of course we've got the thing of salt in the front here, right? That the wife will take like a big scoop of it and like hit it before I get to the car, essentially. But yeah, I gotta say, like I was saying earlier, she has been incredibly understanding and supportive during this. So I have to be thankful. God's not with a broom. Sai, what are you doing with the broom is my question. Maybe not you. What are they doing on the subreddit? I guess should be the question I should be asking. Oh, and sorry, brain went a little bit sideways there. Yeah. Yes, that's where I'm going. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Do it. Yay. Come on. Sorry, I'm trying to do a thing here. Okay. You don't want to know what they're doing on the subreddit. Of course I don't. Modern witch, I get a cordless vacuum. Excellent. 100 feet of ice in the driveway, melts right. Yeah. You fell today? Oh, God. Sorry. Biddies! Go, Danny! I just wanted to do this to... I love you, but you know I have to piss you off. I just wanted to do this for the Americans. Hey, look, it's an 18-pack of eggs for $6.38. I love you. I love you. I love you, poet. For the record, this right here, poet, is for all the memes that you've been sending me. Take that. Ha ha and ha. Pause. No, pause. There we go. Which works out to $4.43 American, right? How fucked up is that? That works out to like not even $4.50 American. And what were you guys saying when we were in the standby waiting for the stream? It was like $13 or something for a carton of eggs. Holy fuck snacks. I mean, obviously it's gonna vary. Riley's got $15. Moon's got $10. Not me getting any 18 packs for free from my parents' farm this morning. I don't bake anymore. Fair enough. $14. Yeah. Right? Like, and how fucked up is it? Like, think about this objectively, as objectively as you can, okay? How fucked up is it that right now, the measure of the economy is the price of eggs? Like, that is the North American measure of the economy right now. Is the price of a carton of goddamn eggs. Get your own yeah, I saw on Fox they want to fucking do that. I don't want to be fucked like this. I know you like getting fucked hard, but not this way. Pay even less because we have chickens at my sister's farm, yeah. Those duck eggs, dude. Mwah, so good. So good. Around $5.50 Australian for 12 eggs there. City where I'm at doesn't allow chicken, so we can't even. Wow. The guy said the price for eggs is based on the shortage of eggs or anything. It's based entirely on. It's based entirely on that's the price on the thing. Okay, but it has nothing to do with the whole, avian flu and all that shit either, too, right? Like, okay, no, what's disturbing about that is who said it. It was Kennedy that said it. Not RFK, fucking the other one. And that guy's older than Christ. I think him and Jesus used to be roommates in college. That's disgusting. Please don't ever say that again on air. That is just wrong in so many ways. Biden killed all the chickens. He killed all the chickens. It's his fault. Oh, there are so many things I could launch into from here, but I'm really trying not to. Bread being used as a measure for the economy. I have no idea what the price of... I haven't been tracking the price of bread, Riley, so I don't know what to tell you there. Work in the egg industry, so there are no sources of bird flu. Other. Yikes. Just yikes. International... No, it's our home on native land. I think that's what they need to change it to. Oh yeah, I was trying to say, make sure you subscribe to this channel here, by the way. Do me a solid, will you? Whoop. All right, let's get out of there before I hurt my brain any further. 20K mega block. Yeah. It's a damn worm. No, it wasn't RFK. It was the other one. I don't know. The one who literally looks like a puppet. Like a Muppet. Press phase drop. 4 cents in US. Good God. Thank you, John Kennedy. That's the one. I don't think he's a Kennedy though. Yeah, he's not part of the royal line. A lot of them look like Muppets. It's true. I came to just pop in to say hi. I got major entertainment indeed. Yes. Good. I'm glad to have provided entertainment because, well, I mean, if there's one thing I can at least try and do. Worm starved to death a few years back. All sharing the brain dead worm, or the dead worm brain. Reading. Hooked on Phonics worked for me. Rather, it would have had my parents ordered me the right one. They ordered me Hooked on Phonics. I couldn't read, but I had a lot of money. Whatever. Sattler or Waldorf, Xerox overload. Uh-huh. Opposition here looks like a Muppet. Looks like a potato muppet? Wow. Avian flu, the culling to drive over. But yet, ironically, I'm going to lower the cost of eggs on day one. So, how's that working out for you? Whatever. I don't know. The only thing I know is that I live in Alberta, which means I could probably now legally go and buy a gun. You know, because we're supposed to gear up to protect ourselves is currently the call. Prepare to protect yourselves. What is this? I want off this fucking timeline. $100,000, yeah, 100K F-150. I saw that little ad as well, where it went from like 75K or whatever it was up to 100K like instantly. I want off it too. By the way, hi Heather, I did see you earlier. I think all of us who have common sense, which seems to be a goddamn superpower nowadays, but all of us who have common sense want off this fucking timeline. Like, it's ridiculous. Just ridiculous. How are you today? I mean, that's subjective. I will say overall pretty good. 18 count of eggs, 588. Damn. Damn. That's impressive. Normally, because we feed the dogs a lot of them when they get their gourmet dinner, we typically get a 30-pack. Chicken nuggets my kids are eating shipped out of Quebec. Damn, Tim Hortons better still make you. Tim Hortons is actually owned by a Brazilian company. That's why I always kept my finger on the previous page, choose your own adventure. Wouldn't it be nice, huh? God, wouldn't that be nice? I will tell you though, for the one book series that I'm looking at working on, I tell you, you want to fucking create a dystopian character, there is no better way. I promise you, there is no better way right now. Technically cheating. Yeah, well, technically fuck off. How about that? I did it anyway. What if I didn't like the ending? That's right, I do what I want. 9 days ago, I paid $866 for 18 count. Well, I mean, it's good to see that it's leveling out in that regard. Or seems to be. It just... It's so fucked up that that's like a measure... Like... That's a unit we measure by now. For the moment. Patiently waiting for your book updates. I have to... Actually, because you gave me some of the most interesting ones... That's taken a little bit of thought to work in. Like I appreciate the shit out of that one. So of everybody who has read the second draft of my manuscript, Project Persephone is kind of the code name of it right now. But for those of you that did and got back to me with notes and thoughts and whatnot. Oh yeah, hey, Amber read it. I think Amber probably gave me one of my favorite feedback lines was that she needed her inhaler. Sorry, they needed their inhaler. Sorry, love, I'll get that right. I mean, not buying into the American company. Then that means Aldi, which is supposed to... I seem to be missing the context there. Seems I missed out on stuff. Yes, actually, Sai, there has been. Short version, super short version, okay? I got really pissed off at the world. I took it out on Blue Sky and Threads, and then the next thing I know, I started taking that rage and poured it into a story. That story ended up going on pause while I worked on another one, which ended up being a psychological thriller kind of thing. I don't know. Amber, you got any thoughts you want to add? Ended up being like a psychological thriller / horror kind of thing. And then after I was done that, I gave that to a few people to read over and give me some feedback. While I was waiting on that, I started creating the world for like a whole series. It's kind of fuckered. But yeah, I'm on the second draft of this. Like, I'm so proud of myself for being able to say for once I finished the manuscript for a novel. Right? I'm gonna take that and be proud and run with it. So there you go. Draft link some more. I will. We're about to go on a self-care break, and I will send it to you. How about that? And then you can give me your 2 cents on it, since psychological seems to be a little more right up your alley. Why do we do that? I see the little blinky thing says we got about a minute, so let's take a little self-care break. And get yourself some water, a snack, whatever you need to, and we'll be right back in a moment, and I will send this to Sai.
After these messages,
Yeah.
we'll be right back.
Un momento. All right. Okay, so what organization or workforce possibly banning AI tools or anything that could that uses cloud processing over? I mean, okay, that's fair, but I mean, on the other hand, hi, welcome to 2025, where AI, impact on her. Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. Okay, so I just sent Cy a copy of it. Now, for those who don't know the premise of this, okay, so the premise of this story and the way that I wrote it is I tried to be very unique in the way that I wrote it. Cy, are you listening? I hope so. I wrote it so that, okay, the story is about a person who wakes up on a ship from cryo sleep, doesn't know who they are, doesn't know how they got there. Okay, that's the basic prep. That's how it starts. The way that I wrote it is in a first person perspective. The person's gender is never identified. And I did that on purpose so that, Cy, you can read it and feel like you are the character. Angie, you could read it and feel like you were the character. Heather, you can read it and feel like you were the character. Jay can read it, feel like he is the character, right? There is no gender identified. I did that on purpose. I don't know if any other book has ever done that. I don't know, but I wanted to do it because I felt like it was important for the sake of true immersion, to really make you feel like you're there, right? And Amber loves it, by the way. A lot of tools like Grammarly have started adding AI. Dude, everything has AI in it now. Every fucking thing, right? Everything from Grammarly to Meta to your phone company, whatever website you go to that you need to chat with somebody, they've essentially eliminated people, and everybody's got an AI chatbot on there, right? I mean, I can make one if I wanted, but I'm not going to. I actually have, because I have the paid Chat GPT. Actually, and I said I was going to show a little bit of that. Just a little. Because I have the paid, I was actually, you guys can't really see it on the side here, but these are the projects that I have on the go. Okay, one of them is, I don't know if it's in here or not, but there's actually a DSM. It's a mental health GPT is what I was kind of creating on the side. So it has all of the information for the DSM-5 TR. It has all the information from the ICD-11, right? So it's got all of the official information in it. And I wanted to, the idea was to try and kind of incorporate it into the Discord. So that way, if anybody had specific, actual medical questions, they could actually ask the chatbot, right? So that is something that I have been tinkering with off to the side. I haven't done it a whole lot recently, but it was something that I was playing with. So if one day we happen to have in the Discord, you notice that there's actually a chatbot in there that has all of the information for the ICD, the DSM, everything from that can be accessed on the National Institute of Health, right? Because you know me, if I'm going to program it, it's going to have all of the actual peer-reviewed information, or at least access to it. So don't be shocked if you stumble across that in the Discord one day, because it is something that I was tinkering with. Right of a job. Not to dunk on the station, but this idea is much bigger. Oh yeah, it absolutely, right? It absolutely is. It can be something that I can turn into a paid app if I wanted to, right? It's just I haven't got that far. It was just something that I was dinking around with, but I'll probably get back around to it at some point. But yeah, the reason I popped in here is because Frag and I were talking off to the side, as you can see down here. I was going to tell him about the way that I have, and I will use actually, I'll go into the Persephone project, which is that story, okay? So I was getting the GPT to help me make sure that things were consistent, that I wasn't screwing up different elements from different, so that something, a corridor or an area would be consistent in chapter 20, as compared to when the character walks into it in chapter 9, you know, shit like that. Okay, so I have my project files set up so that I've got my entire writing codex. So I've got all of the characters that are involved. This is the master codex for them, which dictates all of their background stuff. The story plot points and scene beats to make sure that everything is consistent. The second draft plan, which is where I took the feedback from people on the first draft, put it into here, and I had Nova. My GPT's name is Nova. Okay, so I'm going to start referring to it as Nova. So I had Nova help me to make sure that everything was consistent from the changes from the first draft to the second draft, and make sure that nothing got missed, right? Another second draft that I don't know. Oh, that is the actual second draft, right? And then, yeah, proposed changes and stuff like that, right? So I have this here to help me make sure that, because as somebody who's taken a shot at writing, but somebody who forgets things constantly, right? I want to make sure that everything is as consistent as possible. So I've got all of these story beats laid out. I've got all the notes, all the character notes and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I'm not diverging from what I have established, right? So this is where I have Nova helping me do that, to make sure that I stay on track, consistent, and make sure I don't fuck anything up, more or less, right? So that's how I set it up for like writing stuff. Then of course I also have like other, and instructions, right? On top of project files, everyone also has instructions. So this one here has got a ton of instructions on, cross-referencing, on, if it's going to help me to rewrite a section, it has to write in a specific way, right? Yeah, little gravity. Okay, so here's one thing too about this story. It takes place entirely in zero gravity. So I had to make sure that all of that was consistent as well. The entire thing takes place in zero gravity with no made up false gravity like they have on Star Trek, right? It is consistent. It has to be scientifically accurate, which is another struggle that I'm dealing with on the other story I'm working on, right? So all of the like sentence structure, things like that, yeah, a lot of that shit is in the instructions to make sure that it is, if it's going to help me, it has to do it in a set out way that I have it established. I need to look at paying for GPT. Honestly, I have no problem paying for this one right now because it allows me access to the projects and lets me put in extra files and stuff, and kind of helps me stay, on the I want to say the straight and narrow, but stay on a consistent path. Consistency is the main word that I like to use there, because I don't like fucking up elements of the story, right? So again, if anybody has read the second draft, and if you find any inconsistencies, please point them out to me. Nobody has come back and said anything. However, Dragon gave me a handful of really good notes that expand on a couple of things, or that ask questions about a couple of things that I could expand on, so I'm happy with that. Thought about adding secondary literature, peer-reviewed commentary. Similar DSM and ICD are rather bare bones, dense clinical information. That's true, but that's also why I wanted to make sure that it had access to all of the information. Now, I don't know how much of it is getting destroyed right now with a certain fucking wannabe authoritarian killing all of the actual scientific information, but I want to make sure that it has access to, like, the peer-reviewed shit. That's why I said when you approach me, but it becomes a very big thing very quickly. Yeah, and that's also why it kind of like sat on the side. Like, the idea is there. I started the plan for it, and I kind of put it off to the side, which for me is, I feel like that's a more productive step than just trying to get it down on paper and then going, okay, well, I'll get to that when I get to that. This way, I actually have it kind of. I wonder if explore GPTs. No, it's not going to be in there. Fuck off. Be a pain in the ass. Project. Mental health. wonder if it's going to be in the mental health stuff. No, I don't think it is. It's in the notes here. I've got it in the notes here somewhere. But anyway, the point is I got it started, and now it's just kind of like, okay, it started, it's over here, so that way I don't forget too much about it. It's already got some of like the absolute core basics to it. I wonder why the fuck I'm not seeing that anymore. I'll have to ask Nova later. That was before the diagnosis. Yes. Yes, it was. But yeah, so that's just some of the basics. And that's how I have AI help me with projects. But, anyway. More like the expansion. Yes, 100%. With this next one that I'm working on, it's actually a similar timeline-ish, similar idea. But yeah, the science has to be 100%. If I'm allowed to have AI friends. Well, my daughter's got character AI, so that works. My buddy, I'm not going to say who, a friend of mine, their kid actually is getting into a lot of trouble because they are skipping school and using character AI as a friend instead of meeting other kids and developing actual friendships. Yeah, I got a friend whose kid's getting in a lot of trouble for that. I have to run and get ready for dinner. All right, Tuesday. Oh shit, yeah, it is 4:45. I just noticed that. Oops. Whatever, all good. But yeah, Frag, another thing too. While I don't have any actual designs for them, the ships are built in the same way, right? And then I've got, oh dude. I'm gonna show you a top secret thingy that I have. Amber's gonna love this. I have to go into my docs for this. Because this is something that that Nova helped me with. Was I actually have one of the notes in my next little project. There it is. I'll share some of this. This can launch into a conversation that I know a lot of you would probably jump all over. Also, I couldn't change the amount of... Okay, no, that's fine. I will, I'll get in there and I'll do it myself. No worries, my friend, no worries. Skipping school and making friends with AI sounds like, quite possibly, the most ADHD thing I've ever heard. I mean, potentially. Hey, Chippity! Genius creator... Okay, wait, what? So 2 things. 1, you're a genius, creative beast and a half. 2, let me know how I can help. Got a lot of time and brain juice to spare right now. Oh, okay, so when it comes to the... Okay. Okay, cool. Appreciate. Okay, so this here, I actually created a tech manual. Okay, this series that I'm working on, I'm calling it Trappist, because the premise is humanity expanding to the Trappist-1 system and trying to colonize some of the planets there, because they have 7 of them. 3 of them are in the habitable zone. Yeah, Mama, sorry, I'm gonna start getting weird here. So, I wanted to come up with because I have to be scientifically accurate, I wanted to come up with a way that would not take 40 years to get to the star, because it's 40 light years away. Just shy of. So, I had started with a wormhole theory and tried to go with that. But then I was talking with Rachel, and Rachel said something that kicked me off into a different theory. And so that is the quantum probability field fractal expansion. Which essentially, yeah, how it works. Spacefold travel doesn't function like traditional faster-than-light drives. It doesn't just jump from point A to point B. Instead, it manipulates quantum probability fields to create an unstable fractal possible pathways collapsing into a single outcome. That is how I have my spacefold jump stuff going. And notice the typo right at the very top. Thank you. Tell me you're neurodivergent without telling me. But yeah, that's a basic premise. Imagine a fractal expanding outward, each branch representing a different probability, potential fold through space. The goal of a spacefold jump is to collapse a probability wave into the optimal outcome, the ship arriving safely at its intended destination. So I've got here 21 pages, tactical implementations, stuff for the narrative, the horror and mystery of probability in space, what could happen if they fuck up and something goes wrong. You end up with lost fleets, ghost ships, and stuff like that. Like, I shit you not, I've got, I don't know if you can see this here, I got 21 pages of this stuff. I kind of went a little space nerd with this. So, would you expect any different from me? Let's be honest. If you've met me, you know. Thanks for the correction, Riley. Click. I love this. I like most of the short stories. Been kicking around longer. Honestly, I wanted to try a short story, but I end up doing too much backstory. I tried a short story. It just would not happen. Thank you. Down a bit. Keeping it technically accurate. But see, now the very first time that I tried to go with the novel project was back in 2018, I think, and it was way out there. It was. You ever notice you were a space nerd? No. My cats are mitten breath smells like cat food. There you go. But yeah, I started doing a bit of a steampunk story, and it ended up getting pretty out there, pretty elaborate. It never got finished. I have the main outline done, and I have the first draft, like a fifth written kind of thing. But it was like, short version, an accident occurs that unleashes ether from the planet itself. The planet breaks itself apart, sort of, and then the people that survive are living on floating islands that are tethered to the planet. It gets out there. I wouldn't call it scientifically accurate. I actually had to invent a completely different type of science because electricity doesn't work anymore. Your prompt at the end of the tech manual should be, if I gave this manual to a Trekkie, would they pick it apart at Comic-Con? I like that. Actually, Nova and I have done a ton of work on that. And making sure that it was, if it can't be 100% scientifically accurate, at least go with, like with this we're using quantum theory, at least go with a theory that could be semi-plausible. Is kind of like the rule that we went by, right? Technoplanetary history to track a wiki or reference me. It's funny you say that because I actually ended up getting, the website is called World Anvil, and I'm using that to better keep track of things. My other option would be to set up a wiki, but that's more Rotzi's department than mine. I suck at the wiki thing, so I'm just like, okay, well, this has got setups for detailed character backstories and information, detailed location information, stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna try this. So that's kind of where I have it right now. If it's not in my Google Docs, which are quickly becoming a fucking mess, a lot of them. Sponsorship of the world and Foundry looks really cool. Yeah, I like it so far. I mean, yeah, they were having a sale on it, and it's like 50% off the annual, so I'm just like, fuck it, I'll buy the annual, I don't care. So I paid for a year of it at 50%, and allegedly, according to the deal, It was, as long as you pay for it, you are only going to pay 50% forever. Yep, I'll do it. So, I'll take sale price. And I mean, it's not that expensive. I think it was like $25 for the year or something. Nothing huge, right? I don't mind paying that. So yeah, I paid the 25-ish bucks, and it gave me, I think I can create 2 entire worlds if I wanted to. Now, the funny thing is that psychological horror, as well as the story I was writing before that, and this one, I have interconnected all of them. Just with very, very subtle little things. So they all take place in the same universe. Hey! Look at me being a giant nerd. Anyway. Nobody's surprised. Nobody is surprised. Hola! Hey, buddy! Showing up a little late to the game, but that's okay. No, but you keep track of all trains of thought. Uh-huh. Yeah, $25 for the year, on top of the, what, 20... What does it work out to? I think it's 25-ish bucks a month for the GPT after the conversion. Spaz Literary Universe. I mean, it could be. Why not, right? I don't really have a name for it. I'm just calling it Trappist right now because that's the story code name that I'm working on the side there. But he can make up his mind if he was tired or not. I mean, that's legit. Hey! Amber dropping another month in the bucket. Yay. Mwah. Love to you. I don't know why it didn't pop up or anything, but whatever. Hey, there we go. Boom. Aha. Fill the cup and blow it up. But yeah, that's what I've been doing to maintain my sanity and try not to deal too heavily with the internalized ableism. The music you're hearing right now was all made on Refusion as background inspirational music while I work on this stuff. Look at that. Jewel, how you doing? How wow. Welcome to literal story time, I guess. Sandy T? Sandy T. It's iced tea that wasn't mixed properly, if I was to guess. You're surviving? Mood? I'll concur with that. Get the message? Is it recent? Sandy T. Yeah, it's like sanity, but not. In 100 years, see people are not going to see if they do Tolkien and Lovecraft. I don't want to touch Tolkien kind of stuff because that's been overdone. So has Lovecraft, but I do really dig a lot of Lovecraft stuff. So let's wait 100 years and see if people talk about it. I mean, maybe if I push deeper into it, like the Trappist series that I have set out, with the amount of like backstory and shit, I could push that over the course of 4 or 5 anyway. Off the top of my head, I think. If I'm not around for that. Me 3. I probably won't be either, but you know what? Hey! Me too. Oh, there we go with that. Shudder. Oh yeah, I adore Tolkien. In my opinion, he is the one who, like, normalized how people look at elves and orcs and dwarves and all. Like, I mean, that's what World of Warcraft was based off of, was his writing, right? Just about any story nowadays that has elves and all of these other creatures or species, whatnot, they're all based off of his works. Or for the majority, I think they are. Right? His work impacted and influenced so many. So many. As always, Jewel, thank you. Don't forget your laundry, Jasa. It's her laundry day today, too. I think it's her dryer day. I'd have to check on the thingy. Also, meds, the food, and the drinks. Yes, that's right. I've got the drinks going. I did do the meds. I woke up and did some food. Now I'm just trying not to trip over everything in my house. Talking to C.S. Lewis for a lot of my childhood. The problem that I had was I was never able to stay... Here's the irony. I was never able to sit down and read and retain the information. Here's the irony of me writing novels right now. Is having a hard time sitting down and being able to read the fucking thing. It hurts to eat right now. I mean, that's fair. It sucks. But that's fair. Well, yeah, it's because Dr. Seuss made up so many of his own words. That's why. Did you figure out reader? I kind of did. What do you call a person with a briefcase and a tree? A branch manager. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hi, Pup. What an entrance. Oh, town hall's going on. I'll catch the later one. Trying to gauge when I paint my thing. I've been kicking my ass. That's fair. That is fair. For me, it's the MS, and trying to acknowledge where it's affecting me, how it's affecting me, and doing the best that I can with what I've got, and trying to be gentle on myself about it. Trying. Last night, not so much. When I tripped and spilled my coffee last night, oh my God. The wife had to come in here and calm me down and remind me that yelling and screaming at everything was getting nothing accomplished. I know. But in the moment, yeah, doing the gentle parenting on yourself. It's essentially what it is. Staying hydrated and making sure to follow doctor's orders. Yep. Another important thing. I can't read like I used to anymore. Got too much else going on. I mean, that's fair. You know, you got a lot of changes in your life happening. So. My phone is going fucking crazy right now, and I don't know why. And yeah, sometimes you just have to yell. I agree with that. My wife does not agree with that. Jasa does not agree with that. Jasa hates it when I yell. And I understand that. I'm not a fan of it myself. I'm going to diagnose an aggressive form of MS. Last year. And I have 2 years. He's super aggressive. Wow. That doesn't sound like MS to me. Which was when I first started looking into what potentially this could be. Out of the 3 things that they narrowed it down to, MS was, I hate to say the one I was hoping for, but also the one that I'm not going to like end up dead within a couple of years, right? Like one of the big things that I have to worry about when it comes to that is keeping an eye on like my breathing, right? And making sure that I'm breathing okay. That's one of the big concerns. The other one that I'm terrified of is the brain fog and the cognitive decline. Also because I have dementia that runs in the family, right? So when I watch my grandfather basically go from, you know, a cognitive human being to the shell of what he became, I was fucking terrified. And my dad and I had many conversations about it because he's terrified of that too, right? With him now being, what, 70... How old is he now? He'll be 71 this year. That's what it is. All kinds of MS medication stuff in my house. I'm sorry. That's probably my fault, Angie. I'm sorry. Not a fan of yelling trauma related. I agree with that. Too fucking loud most of the time. Who'd have known? I right? I do my best not to yell. Me too, nowadays. I do the best I can not to. But there are some times where, like, I can't keep a lid on the emotions anymore. Which really sucks. I do my best not to speak. Ramping to make it easier, struggle walking. Something, sadly, I may have to look into in the future. No ring all the things. I mean, that's fair. The problem that I'm having with mine, Jewel, is that my neurologist, the initial one, the one who got all that, who kind of got us started on this, he found like a lot of shit, you know. He was the first one to actually do an MRI on like my upper spine and my head, whereas for previous years, because I was complaining that it was like knee pain and hips and, you know, I had a hard time walking and this. So of course that's what they focused on, right? So I'm not going to fault anybody, say they did a shit job. It's just, who would have thought to check elsewhere when this is the problem that is being presented to you? So when he finally did that, and this is the MRI that I had on Christmas and New Year's, he's the one who kind of got that ball rolling. Well, now all of the doctors and neurologists and all that shit at the, hi Annie! Hey! Big ol' 48, look at you. But yeah, the MS clinic at the hospital here, so I've got like a neurologist, an occupational therapist, you know, physiotherapist, all this shit. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Annie Mae. But yeah, because they think that I've had it for like the second neurologist, based on everything I told him and everything that he saw, he thinks that I've had it for like 25 years. And it just progressed to this point. But now because I am, quote unquote, so far gone, I think this is why they're trying to get me, like, they're working aggressively to get some of these treatments for me, right? Like, last week I had to go for a tuberculosis skin test, which I came back negative, by the way. I had to get all of my inoculations, all my shots, updated from the time that I was in grade 9, right? So I still have to go back in March, in the middle of March. It is the middle of March, you dipshit. At the end of, or the middle of April, rather. Hi, sweethearts, hello. I have to go in the middle of April. Did I say MS? Yes, I did. So I have to get all of those updated again. But they're trying to make sure that I am absolutely up-to-date, inoculated on everything I possibly can be. Because the treatment that they're looking at giving me is, and I still have the sheet here, I think, if I'm not mistaken, should be right here, is called Ocrevus. And I have lovingly called this the oil change. Because the first time that I go and do this, I have to sit for between 4 and 6 hours with an IV. So because this Ocrevus, for what little I've done research on, essentially is something to, it drops your immune system. Because if you don't know what MS is, well, here's the basic that I have. Essentially, it's your immune system attacking the myelin sheath of your nerves. So, like, if you think of nerves as literal wires, like if you look at a speaker wire or something, so it's got the wire on the inside and then it's got like the coating on the outside. Think of it like that. My immune system is attacking the coating on the nerves, right? Which is what has done the damage. So I guess what they want to do is they want to drop my immune system so it stops attacking them. But they want to make sure that I am inoculated and up to date on all of my, you know, on everything that I could possibly fucking get shots for. They want to make sure that I'm up to date on that before they hit me with this stuff. And I think, if I recall, I have to go do that. It's either twice a year or once a year. I don't remember if it's annually or every 6 months. So I have to go and get an oil change. we'll say for 6 months, because that sounds right. So yeah, this is my life now. I know I've talked a little bit about it, but for those who were not up to date, this is where we're at. Now you're in the know. You got to be exhausted from all those inoculations. All those inoculations, I think, led to me bailing and eating shit the other day, right? Because I got all of those shots last Tuesday, which, if you caught me in the Discord, which essentially turned me into a fucking puddle. It launched me into the biggest flare-up that I've ever had in my life. I could barely walk. I could barely move. I was weak as shit. Like, I'm still recovering from it. I thought it was just going to be, that when you get a shot, normally it might put you down for a day. Your arm hurts the next day or two. I thought that might be it. No, I'm still fucking recovering from it. Which probably led into that tumble that I took the other day. Which now, on top of that, now I'm recovering from this. Right? Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up here. A strong belief that don't have a typical presentation. Crohn's suffer. I mean, that's fair. I'm not going to pretend to know a lot about Crohn's. Phoenix in the chat here, I know. I've known him like real life. Used to live with him. Yep, there we go. This guy. He's been dealing with Crohn's for as long as I've known him. Gives your immune system something else to fight or lowers it to a degree so it's not as active. Okay. Barb sucks. See my mom go through. No, it's not a walk in the park. When you get holy fuck to when you get shot. Oh, Jay. Document so. Yeah, Crohn's question to ask away, yeah. Like, if I ever had a question about Crohn's, Dave would be the guy that I go to here, Phoenix. Right, like, shit, how long have I seen you go? Fuck, how long have we known each other, Dave? Like, we gotta be pushing just about 20 years. 15, anyway. Affecting his spinal cord. Ugh. Well, yeah, getting shy of 20. Like, okay, like Dave and I went to New York together, okay? My wife was visiting her mother on the other side of the country. Dave and I drove non-stop, 51 hours non-stop from here to New Brunswick, and then stayed there for a day, grabbed my wife, and drove down to New York City. Like, this back in 2011, I think, back when you could just cross the border, right? So we drove down to New York City. We got lost in New Jersey. Had a great time in New York. Went to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, saw the Empire State Building, walked around Lower Manhattan, drove back. Somebody tried to kill us on the road in Chicago. It was a great time. Inflammation, I mean. Transverse something. I think I know what you're referring to. I can't think of it off the top of my head either. Home injection, Jesus Christ. Which are also immunosuppressive. Yeah, like I've always been very lucky when it comes to a lot of that stuff because I've always had a really good immune system, right? Like the girls will get a nasty cold in the house and I'll dodge it or fight it off like a champ. And now I'm looking at the idea of my immune system taking a hit, right? And it's, like I said earlier, a lot of it is a lot to take in and can be really terrifying, but I try my best not to live there, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm doing my best to, like, laugh about it and run away, weenie dog. I'm doing my best to take it as best I can for as absolutely terrifying as the prospect is. Sometimes immunosuppressive meds and less likely to be sick. Yeah, I think that's what they're banking on. But again, the idea just thinking of it, the idea of sitting down for 4 to 6 hours under an IV is... I'm not a big fan of needles. So strong as exactly... Yeah, too strong, yep. Mom has a flare up window a couple of years. She had double vision. Thankfully, it hasn't affected my vision a whole lot yet. I mean, it is... I have noticed there are times where it kind of starts to get a little bit blurry. But, I mean, nothing too intense. The hardest parts for me right now are walking and, like, the weakness that I have standing up for extended periods, which is where it's helpful to have that walker, because I can use that as a chair when I'm, like, cooking in the kitchen or something. At least you're not blind again. You know what's funny, Nate, is because of that, that is why he thinks that I've had it for 25 years. That's the fucking catalyst. Because otherwise he would have said that it probably just was progressive, right? But because of that alone, when I mentioned that, that's why he said, okay, he thinks that's where the onset was. And it's funny because I talked to Mandy about that. Well, it happened more than twice, dude. Way more than twice. But extended periods, it happened twice. But when I talked to Mandy about that, and I filled her in, she said the same thing. She said that was probably a part of it. You know what I thought it was? I thought it was autistic sensory overload, because I've heard of that too. Where your senses become so overwhelmed that they just shut it down. Type 2 diabetes, that doesn't know, it probably doesn't help. Oh, they need only when they're putting in the IV. Yeah, well, like I said, Paul, I'm not a giant fan of needles, but I'm also not a pussy when it comes to that, right? Like when I went and got my shots, all I did was I just looked the other way and let her do it. I knew it was coming. I knew it was happening. I'm not a fan of them, but it doesn't mean that I won't take them. Mom loses her sight in the left eye and your MS flares up. I haven't had that problem yet. Knock on wood, whatever. I'm sure you guys will know when it happens. Don't have you method or human reviews. Yeah, well, no, thankfully, no. Thankfully. And you're right, Roxy. Once it's in, I don't even think about it. I've only ever really had one extended IV experience, and that was when I got really dehydrated. I don't know what happened. I think I had an inner ear infection or something. And I had that for like 2 days, and I couldn't keep anything down. My wife ended up taking me to the hospital. They hooked me up to an IV, and, I sat there and took all the fluids in. Hasn't taken his drugs today. Okay, I don't know what drug. Take your meds, Nate. Take your meds. Take your Neds. Hi, Leo, neighbor. Wrong Ned. Self-care, I see. See here. You can't actively use it for lack of. I don't know. What I had heard this from was a neurologist in Australia who was looking into it. And apparently it was something that she had experienced. Don't tend to walk. You can still see. That was the thing, though, is I couldn't. I had an extended period where I could not, and I was terrified. I ended up teaching myself Braille. I ended up creating little patterns and whatnot around, because I was living on my own at the time. The only time in my life I was living on my own. Dragon, all the love to you. Have a good night. Mwah. Hope you have a good Sunday. But yeah, it was the only time I was living on my own. And it was just in a little bachelor apartment. So thankfully there was that. But I had friends like Nate come and pick me up and take me out every day, kind of thing. So thankfully that turned out, kind of positive at the time. But yeah, to think back and to have the second neurologist, when I told him that, piece all the things together, show me the little pictures of my brain and my spinal column, because like I'm affected apparently right in here in my upper spine, which is part of the one that's affecting my mobility, I guess, and it's pretty lengthy strip there. And then as well as when they did the MRI, I always feel like I can feel the slices. Ugh. But you know, I saw the little white spots on there, and he told me like, this is affecting your pain centers, this is affecting your balance, this is, you know, pointed all these things. And, you know, it's like a hefty chunk of fucking white. So now, of course, on top of getting the IV twice a year, I have to go for an MRI twice a year, so that they can kind of like keep an eye on that. I have to go back to the cognitive therapist once a month for now, so they can keep an eye on that. I have a physiotherapist come over to my house once a week. Yeah, this is the new life that I'm trying to get used to. Gotta head out and get some sleep. Sai, mwah. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being you. And hey, let me know what you think of that story. Speaking of which, I guess I should probably think about dinner type stuff. What do we got going here? Ooh. Oh, he only just started, too. Alright, cool. Yeah, like I said, I should probably start thinking about dinner-related stuff, so I guess that's what we're gonna do, is we'll bounce on out of here. So, in the meantime... Oops. There we go, open a new tab. Alright, trying to set this up because I, again, don't have all the chat things where I should have them, yada yada. Food is good. Yes, it is. Especially when you can, like, feed your kid. Etc., etc. See you in another couple of weeks. Well, I will catch all of you in the Discord. So, have yourself an amazing rest of your day. Have yourself a great week. Thank you all for hanging out and chit-chatting and shooting the shit and just enjoying each other's presence. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. And we're actually going to do a little raid into a guy I know named Steve Boots. He is he's actually a political guy most times, but right now he's playing a game. So at the very least, go blow his chat up. Hit him with some emojis and all that stuff. I will see you guys in the Discord. Thanks for being here. Drink your water. Take your meds. Be kind to yourself. And I will see you all in the Discord. Ciao for now.